Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our Ascension Angelic Messages for the week of July 15th through the 21st, 2024. So, as we start this reading, I would like to first of all welcome everyone back to this weekly series, and to also welcome anyone who is new to our Angelic Wisdom community. If you haven't done so already, please make sure that you subscribe, select the all notification bell, like, dislike, and of course, leave your comments. If during the course of this video you feel called to have an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. Also, if you'd just like to support my channel with a donation, you can use my PayPal me link for Angelic Wisdom LLC. All of these links you will find in the description area beneath this video, as well as the link to the monthly Ascension message for July. So if you haven't checked out the monthly reading for July, that link will be the first one that you will see in the description area below the video. And okay, so I'm getting like this little tap on my elbow, and there's a message I've been seeing since I started preparing, and it's about the month of September. And they keep writing, I feel like there's some major shift that's going to happen in that month. They use words as symbolism for me, so I kept saying it Sunday after that. And technically Sunday is the first day of the week. However, I feel like it's being used to sort of in the sense of some kind of new day dawning, right? A day of happiness, an era or period of happiness starting, or something lifting, like as if the sun is coming out, and for each of us in our own unique ways. So it's sort of the fulfillment of something is what I feel it's about. We will have to see. But now that I've gotten that out of the way, I was going to mention it, but the tap on my elbow was insistent. So my right elbow. So let's take a moment and really tune in to the energies of this week. And perhaps what they're also saying is, as they write September again, and they're writing the word love, the capital letter, and I've been getting this message personally about our mission right now is love. This is the movement that is trying to break forth in our lives, they're writing, in our realities, because nothing is real that is not based on this reality. Do you hear that? And what does that mean? You're using a lot of S words here. Let's see, surface. And they're saying that nothing on the surface has any reality without love as its foundation. And a thought came to me about how we are so motivated by fear. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to say something. What we're watching right now in the media in the United States is the epitome of allowing fear to rule our logic, our imaginations, our foresight. We cannot allow fear to dictate the way we feel. It cannot replace our faith. It cannot help us to create a brighter future. It is not an intelligence. It's insanity. No matter how intellectual, no how many degrees or status that one achieves, fear is fear. And anything that is built upon it is not real, meaning that it will fall, it will come crumbling down. They write the word confess. And for me, this is about honesty, truth, integrity, walking in that path. And then they write forgive. We have to forgive ourselves and we have to forgive others who are perpetuating fear, who are afraid to take the risk in their lives, this important risk in their lives right now, to walk the path of love, to build their reality on it, to detach from everything that would allow them to cling to fear. Love is freedom. There is nothing in your life that should cause you to be afraid. And if it does, you need to let it go. There is nothing in your life that should disturb your sense of peace at the core of your being. If it does, you need to let it go. So much of what the struggles that we're dealing with right now is so much to do with not wanting to let go of a false reality, a reality that we've constructed to help us to feel normal, to feel like we fit in with the rest of the world, that is now based on fear, which is insanity, all in of itself. We do not believe that we have the powerful tools within love through which to reestablish our lives, because all we've ever known is the paradigm of fear. But you all know, as they write the word good, we all have had experiences with good people, good experiences. and the gift of offering goodness to others, as well as receiving it. This does not mean that you allow yourself to be taken advantage of. But in order to not be taken advantage of by your ego, you have to allow yourself to be vulnerable, fully exposed to the love, the treasure of love that has been hoarding within your soul, waiting for you to put it to use, waiting for you to be inspired to act upon the wisdom that this love can share with you to act in a very powerful way in your life and in the lives of others. I know that I'm speaking to people from different parts of the world, and not everyone is going to hear this or see this video. But a week ago or less, in my meditations, without any thought to the subject, they wrote, "Vote for Joe." And we have to be careful as this model, this political model of what we're witnessing right now, especially with the media. I don't even know if it's really the politicians, and more so the media, and then popular or media figures like celebrities. And what's happening right now, what's interesting, and why this is so important to us as a spiritual ascension message, is because we're hearing all of these people, if you notice, and if you're watching from other countries, telling us what we're thinking. That is what happens to each and every one of us when our ego is struggling to make itself truth, our reality, but it's false. However, if you cannot separate and detach, you have to detach yourself first from the concept, the paradigm of fear, first of all, in all things, because there is nothing about the world in which we live that you are not always safe in the loving embrace of God, source, or whatever you call God or source, by whatever name you use. For the simple fact that your soul is always a part of the ocean. Your soul is like a wave that is a part of the ocean of oneness. The energetic, light, ever-living presence, the light of God. And as divine creators, we have to be aware that fear cuts us off or restricts to. Very sorry. The video was interrupted by one of my reminders on my phone and cut off in the middle of it. And also, it's raining here and starting to get very dark. But I've adjusted the exposure on the camera. So I don't like when this happens because I don't like, well, let's not talk about what we don't like. And I will try to continue from where I left off. The energy was so important in helping us to understand how we restrict ourselves is the last thing I was saying. By when we allow ourselves, and we don't detach from fear, the reality of fear brings only suffering. And as each and every one of us is a divine creator of our realities, we have to stop perpetuating fear in our lives and within ourselves and within the content that we introduce ourselves to or make ourselves available to witness. And that it does not mean that you cannot watch the news or that you cannot be around negativity. What it means is that you must, within yourself, stop the tape that commits you to becoming involved in the beliefs that it's trying to utilize to persuade you to become a part of that drama and to feed it so that it can be reality, but always a false one. The paradigm of fear has allowed us all to live in a world of separation from the source. Let's think about that. It's allowed us to live in a paradigm of separation from the source. And the way that it has such a strong hold and is so convincing to each and every one of us collectively is because we all keep feeding into it without discernment, without thinking about whether or not this giving away your peace, giving away your happiness and your joy, if this is something that you desire. And I'm not telling you to stay out of something and do nothing. But what I'm telling you is that if you decide to use love as a way to bring healing where it is needed, and if it is needed, love will first tell you whether you are to intervene or not, because you got to think of yourselves as like angelic and spiritual beings. who abide and work with, in concert with, the spiritual laws of the universe. First of all, unless we ask of them, they are not allowed to intervene unless it would disrupt and there's so many technicalities here that I don't want to get this wrong. For instance, unless something is happening personally, this is the way I can first word it, I think, most accurately. They will only step in if this event would prevent you from continuing on the timeline or path that you are meant to walk. So whatever is meant for you to walk, that will not be disrupted. However, in a moment like this, they are allowed to give you certain forms of help. They might be even able, depending on what it is, to completely intervene, or, depending on what it is, inspire you to ask for help, or inspire you to take a direction that would help you immensely. For instance, if something was going to take your life and it was not your time, they would intervene and prevent that to the degree that it does not usurp your free will and the opportunities and choices, the choices that are the opportunities within it for you to grow and heal. So if there are lessons that you were already working on or would have, and this can somehow dovetail and possibly accelerate that, then they would allow to that degree which those things are necessary. This is not something you really need to think about, except in this sense that before you engage any circumstances in your life or around you, you should be aware of what you are allowed or able to do. Well, let's say both. What you're able to do and what you're allowed to do. And in that, what you're allowed to do, how becomes the next component of this. How are you allowed to serve? How are you allowed to help? How are you allowed to offer healing? In what form or shape is this to come? Through you. And the only way that you can do this is that you first have to not allow any circumstance to dictate how you must feel. And then, because what it does is then it influences or tell you how to think, because this influences how you will show up. And for this reason, you must detach first. You must find center within the peace that surpasses all understanding, This resides within you. You must, and the writing suppress, you must no longer suppress it. And you must not allow the fear to suppress it within you either, to intimidate you into suppressing. Like, honestly, I try to steer away from conversations that might be controversial because I don't know what everybody that is viewing my channel or will view my channel is thinking or feeling, and I don't want to offend you. However, and I know that's like a but, these times that we're in, they're not just about you or me and what I believe or think or feel. This is, you're watching I don't want to, well, you're watching a battle. You're watching the battle of your ego. It's losing reality. It's like in the Wizard of Oz, the curtain, the veil of illusion has been removed, and we all see the wizard in the background creating this spooky, horrible, fear-based reality just to hold on to his position. Those who have lived their lives ego-driven, power-hungry, greedy, sucking the life out of life just so that they could feel just a glimpse of the reality of love. And this is what's so interesting. They're doing everything to diminish the attributes of the love paradigm, but all the while, through dark means, trying to reach the same pinnacle. They just don't want to surrender themselves to the love paradigm because they want total individuality. The Earth School and this individuality is a temporary, just like our ego is a temporary device to help us on the journey of the Earth School which allows for free will, the ability to make choices for the self. But not to be complete, but we're supposed to always be completely tuned into the channel of oneness so that we give, and that's why we're struggling with this in this world, is one of the things, in terms of human rights, we're supposed to give one another the opportunity to explore and to heal at our own pace at the various levels in which we're all existing within whatever curriculum that we are going through at the moment, we're working through. We're here the planet is very much overpopulated. And that was intentional. This was to give every soul that had karma on earth to work that out, to go through those classrooms. It's like being able to go back in your life and start over from grammar school and work up through the ranks and get it right this time. Permanently heal the karmic patterns. But what I really want to get back to is do not allow your ego, do not allow fear to choose. Here, do not allow fear to vote for you in any government that you are in. Do not allow fear to tell you how the world is going to end up and how you are going to end up within it. You are all promised the opportunity to complete your individual missions and your planetary missions. Nothing is going to disrupt that except if you give away your power to the paradigm of fear. And the paradigm of fear is serving a purpose. As it is exposed, and as you see all the different institutions of this paradigm now unmasked and crumbling, it's sort of like when the water was poured over the Wicked Witch, right? I'm I'm melting. And they are having a meltdown. Name one institution that has not had a meltdown at some point over the last 20 years and have been exposed. So this means that the meltdown is ongoing and they know it. And then there is a new age in which love will reestablish the institutions that we need. So that means some of them will never return. And we're getting a little bit more light. So let me just adjust for a moment. There's a lot here that one could say. Do not plug into the matrix of fear. Simple. Unplug yourself. And seeing the name of the Archangel Metatron, and call upon him right now to elevate, first of all, he's writing to release fear. And as you do this, detaching. That's not true. I don't need to be engaged in that, blah, 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 blah. And then ask him to pour into your cells more light, a higher quotient of light frequencies. And whether you feel it or not, because I can feel it happening, feel yourself lighting up like a stadium with golden, orange, and white light, sparkling with silver. And just let it pour into your reality and into your consciousness and into your heart. and into your chakras. I have to move on because of the video is going to be way too long, but just know that that is happening and call upon him to help you to access more light and therefore to open yourself and your heart and your cells to more of the frequencies of the love paradigm, your fifth dimensional blueprint of awareness and consciousness. And let's take a look at the message from the Archangel Oracle, and it's your guardian angel. And it says, love yourself unconditionally. Ask for help. And that's the key word here. Start asking for the help that you need. You have a guardian angel there that's been with you, knows everything about you, and understands you better than any other, and has the most supportive, special energy for you. It loves you in a way that is deeply personal and intimate. As far as unconditional love goes. So ask your guardian angel to help you express yourself with love within every act that you need to perform. Ask your guardian angel to enfold you in its wings so that you can be shielded from these influences and be able to hear your own voice, inner voice, and your own heart and the will of God. Let's take a look at the first card for the beginning of the week. And it's the Rider of Trees. And this is giving me a sense, this is the Knight of Wands, giving me a sense, you can see him there, riding very quickly and swiftly. You hear the call, the urgency to be true to yourself, to bring your innovative gifts. I mean, this is the suit of fire wands, to bring that spirit, that passion, that drive and motivation, your spiritual purpose, your spiritual mission. The time is now, and you hear it, and it's time for you to be fearless in offering it. Don't be afraid of anything. Don't be afraid of the path ahead of you or the mountains that you might have to climb over. You will be supported. The light is shining upon you. And remember to ask your guardian angel to help light up that your blueprint that will reveal to you this details and the orientation of your journey. And here we have the Seven of Clouds. And this is, really telling you to watch out for that energy, those thought forms that are just trying to distort your vision, your view. You see someone here standing on a mountain peak, looking across a valley, but the clouds are interrupting. And right now, the media, as a transmission of signals, they are so caught up in their fear because everybody is feeling this shift, paradigm shift, but they don't know what it is yet. And so they're just reacting to their own discomfort And that discomfort is projecting distorted signals. In this way, none of us is to blame. But what is the distorted signals trying to do? It's trying to help us to return within, return to the source of love that is within you. And to start establishing that new paradigm with the incredible enlightenment that exists within you. The Magician card says that you have everything that you need. You may say, I don't know how to use these tools. I don't know how to use the tools of this love paradigm. I'm scared. I'm familiar. I don't know what to do. But as you go within and you meditate and you connect with the source within you, you make this a daily, first thing you get up, talk. And you will start to, and be honest, be transparent, because that only tells the source how much you trust it to love you unconditionally. And in that, it's just like if somebody's really honest with you and they have no agenda, your trust opens your heart and you're willing to give them everything to help them. And I'm seeing a witch, so that's my symbol of spiritual power. You have incredible spiritual power that has only been hidden from you because you've been afraid to be yourself. You've been afraid to be completely transparent and honest with the divine. You can't be transparent and honest with anybody else until you can be transparent and honest with the divine within you first. All right, and the card I've already pulled from the bottom of the deck, I'm trying to add up the numbers in my head, like what is 30 plus 15? I'm hoping that, 45, so we're doing pretty good in terms of time. The card from the bottom of the deck, I'm bad with math, is the Steward of Trees. And so this acknowledges that right now you're sort of in this neophyte stage, right? The Wands is about belief, will, and expressing and creativity and innovation. You now, in order to really, for your will, your spark, your light, your passions to grow and evolve, your belief, your strong and faith, in order for this to happen, these lessons that were described today are very important. You must not be afraid to exist in the world as we know it today. You must not be afraid of any powers of illusion and any ego-driven people. You can call them evil, dark, or whatever. None of that matters. The more you label them, the more you invoke fear within your ego. As simple as to say that these type of people have no power in your life. And by making choices like voting, you give them no power, not only in your life, but in the lives of others. Whether it's voting, whether it's creating alternatives, peaceful alternatives. And that is to say, solutions, because that's what peace is. Real solutions. Create real solutions based on the love paradigm. Because this love, despite what you and I, how this three-dimensional reality makes it appear as a weakness. But this love has endured. And it has been this quiet wisdom supporting you and guiding you, but never judging you and trusting you. That's power. And if you could feel or do just a bit of this for yourself, you would not start to know just how profound the power of love is. And you would start to see what kind of changes you could actually activate and initiate in this world. Protect yourself by taking a moment to pause and reflect about the choice that you would make. A choice based in true reality, one of love. What solutions might you come up with to solve problems that are meant for you to solve at this time? But there's always a choice for you to make. And if you can't make it for anybody else, at least make it for yourself, because we're all connected in oneness. And in doing so, you are making a choice for the collective. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and I wish you a beautiful, passionate week of trusting yourself and renewing your connection with your own intuition and instincts. God bless you.